Hello and welcome into the Piles of Paragraphs creative space. I'm Lori and today I'm going to play with some of my favorite things. Envelopes, specifically junk mail envelopes. I was going through my little pile of junk mail stuff that I keep, hoping to repurpose, and I had this idea. This thing in the mail, which is a pretty nice heavy piece of cardstock, and I thought, oh, I could make a little thing to hold grocery lists. So I've taken some envelopes, mostly the return ones, a couple of the ones with the windows. I've set the windows off to the side for later. So basically, we'll do this one since it's a nice solid white one. I just not my scoreboard, but my paper cutter. I did a little trim on these, trim off both ends. I actually did something much more elaborate, but this works really well. So I'm gonna take this, whoops, and do this part with my letter opener so I don't tear the cellophane windows. Set the windows aside for another project. And then I'll take this one, and my little cardboard is about 3.5 inches, so I will set this on 3.5. Trim off that bit. And then we have paper we can use for our grocery lists. Some of these I left them like this. I was gonna see. Well, let's see. I was hoping maybe I could get 3 pieces out. Let me see if I can. So these are, 6 by 3.5. Yeah, right at 3.5. So I don't know if this is quite enough to do. Oh, I think it might be. Okay. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Paper cutter again. And I know one of the pages will have a fold in it, but that's okay. And no, you don't have to use these for grocery lists, but you know, that is something that we generally do every week, is make a grocery list, and we make a menu. So let's see. So this is not quite 6, but that's okay. Yeah, it'll work. This one, let's cut this one down to 6 as well. I see a whole nother little scratch pad coming out of these extra pieces. So I hope everyone is doing well today and has had a chance to do something creative. I know this one's doubled. Oh, it is. I just didn't. There we go. One I didn't quite finish. Let's see. Let's do this end. Oops. Better if you actually focus on trimming and don't try to do it in a hurry. So let's see. So let's do, how do I want to do this? Make this 6. And then I'll make this 6. Those 2 pages. I have this little piece here, which is quite interesting. The Smithsonian Museum there. Okay. Let's see. Did I not? Oh, I did not do any of these. Wow. Let's see. I just get all excited. Let's just cut that edge off. Let's see if I can do this without wrecking it. I went back and trimmed these to be 3.5 inches wide. Oh, I guess I did better. This one, the same thing. My goodness. And of course you can use the paper trimmer to trim the sides of these too. Mine's just not quite long enough. Not that I don't have a longer one, I do, but you know. Okay, so we'll trim this one down to 6. And this one down to 6. And more 6s and more 6s and more 6s. And I'm sure there's a much more efficient way to do this trimming, but we'll just go with it. Let's see, how long is this one? I was debating about just cutting it in half, but sometimes our grocery lists are a bit longer. Actually, probably more, the menus are longer than the grocery lists. Let's do it this way. So I didn't glue that flap down, so. Okay, so now we have all of our sheets cut down to 6 inches, and I have a stack of them. So we'll just level those up with the other piece of junk mail here. And let's see, how do I want to attach them? I was going to staple them, but then that means I have to pull them off. Let's see. I'm making this more complicated than it has to be. Let's see. Another piece of junk mail sitting over here. Nope, I must have scooped it up. Scooped it up and put it elsewhere. Probably over here in my stack. Let's see. Yes, I am in fact over-engineering this process. But I do have this little piece of envelope that I trimmed off. Pull that out. Pull that out. I don't mind tearing the paper so much. I just don't really want to tear the take the chance of tearing that. Let's see. I do this little narrow strip of paper here and see, will the tiny attacher go through all this paper? Not entirely, no. I was a little bit too fat. Yes, of course, it's still just a little bit too fat, but maybe that'll just kind of hold it together. Then I can take this and run a little art glitter glue along here. Just so that makes it a little bit of a pad rather than just a pile of papers. And there we go. It's not real pretty. You could make it pretty if you wanted to, but just an idea to use your, let's trim this, because that's gonna bug me. Okay, trim that. Let me trim that. Alrighty then. Let's see, is that gonna poke out and poke anybody? Less pages, better idea, but that'll work. And then you can make your grocery lists, your menus, whatever you want, right here. There you go. Another one of my crazy recycle ideas. Not so crazy. I think it's a good use. These envelopes are made out of good paper, and it's a shame to waste it. So we'll give it one more life as a little notepad. And that's a nice heavy cardboard back. That'll work. Okay. Well, if you enjoyed this video, and I sincerely hope that you did, please leave me a thumbs up. I would love to have a comment. Would you consider doing this? Or do you just write on your envelopes? My grandparents used to do that. Lots of notes on the envelopes. And then subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The little channel continues to grow, and I would like to see it continue doing that. So thank you for joining me, and I will say bye-bye for now.